Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayat Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavatir Naishtikir. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7, Verse 20. Durapahi alpatapasa seva vaikunta vartmasu yatro upakiyate nityam deva devo janardanaha. Durapahi alpatapasa seva vaikunta vartmasu yatra upagiyate nityam deva devo janardanaha. Durapa, rarely obtainable. He, certainly, alpatapasa, of one whose austerity is meager. Seva, service. Vaikunta, the transcendental kingdom of God. Vartmasu, on the path of. Yatra, wherein. Upagiyate, is glorified. Nityam, always. Deva, of the demigods. Devaha, the Lord. Janardanaha, the controller of the living entities. Translation. Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The path of liberation, as recommended by all authorities, is to serve the Mahatma Transcendentalists. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the Mahatmas are the pure devotees who are on the path to Vaikuntha, the kingdom of God, and who always chant and hear the glories of the Lord rather than talk of dry, profitless philosophy. This system of association has been recommended since time immemorial, but in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it is especially recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if one has no assets of favorable austerity, if he nevertheless takes shelter of the Mahatmas who are engaged in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, he is sure to make progress on the path back home, back to Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Ritamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Very bold, dear devotees. Hope you all are well. So today I'll be speaking on this verse that Vidura speaks to Maitreya regarding the association of Vaishnavas, specifically the rarity of Vaishnava Seva. So before I start, I would also like to say that whatever I've heard is from different souls such as Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, Bhuta Bhavana Prabhu, Tanya Gaurangi Mataji. Such wonderful souls have been, also Devki and Prabhuji, who have helped me understand some of a little purport of these verses. So that's all what I'm sharing, nothing more than that. All right. So in this verse, Vidura is sharing with Maitreya his thoughts after Maitreya has described to him all of these beautiful glories of the Lord. And he is so ecstatic upon hearing these glories of the Lord. Vidura is praising Maitreya in a very sweet way, by glorifying not just Maitreya, but the whole devotee population, the whole Vaishnava congregation. In essence, what he says in this verse is, I am very blessed to have your association, you who is fully immersed in Krishna consciousness. So in the verse, Vidura Maharaj, he says in a not so direct way, but he says that he's incredibly lucky, he's incredibly blessed that he has this opportunity to be in the association of Maitreya, who is on his way back to Godhead because of his constant glorification, as we see in the previous chapters of Lord Sri Krishna. He says, Duralpa, he alpa tapasa. It is rarely obtainable of people whose austerity is meager, people whose pious credits are less. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabhir Goloka Eva Nivasatya Khilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham. Sorry, wrong verse. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Mataya Manasu Yapraninam Pratipalam Smaratamu Petya Leela Yitena Bhavanani Jayatya Chashram Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Mataya Manasu. Yapraninam Pratipalam Smaratam Upetya. Only those who have some certain amount of spiritual credit, some pious credit, they are able to hear about the glories of Lord Sri Krishna in their minds. And by hearing the glories of Lord Sri Krishna, all of the mundane topics that are struggling for power in one's mind and one's life, all of them lessen and they become quiet compared to the beautiful glories of the Lord. For only those people who have some incredible pious credits, according to that, those pious credits, do they remember and recollect their past in Vaikuntha. So another point that is mentioned, not only is it rarely obtainable, it is also mentioned what these devotees are constantly doing. They are constantly glorifying. Upagiyate nityam. They're always, giyate also means singing. So they're always singing the glories of the Lord. So that is one of the main qualities of a Vaishnava, is that they're always glorifying the Lord. And so one question I've had for some time is, what is it about glorifying Krishna that is so incredibly beautiful, so incredibly enlivening, that so many devotees, so many people give their lives to this process of just upagiyate, glorifying Krishna, nityam, always. What is so beautiful about Krishna? And so it's described by many acharyas how Lord Krishna's beauty, his pastimes, his qualities are so relishable. Because are so relishable that each time there is more and more that we are finding when we hear, when we read about Lord Krishna's qualities. When we read about Lord Rama, we hear about his strength, we hear about his wonderful qualities, his incredible confidence, his incredible humility, and we are inspired more and more by the Lord. So every time there is something new to be heard from the Lord. But the main point of this verse is that Vaishnava Seva is incredibly rare. And that in order to get closer to Krishna, we must get closer to his devotees. And so I want to bring up a small analogy that I've heard by Danya Gorangi Mataji. And she was mentioning in one of her classes, she was mentioning, if we want to get close to someone, then we get close to the people who are close to them. Give me 1 second. So sorry, I was hearing the echo, so I could not focus. In order to get closer to someone who is like maybe a neighbor or a friend or someone, in order to get closer to them, we get close to the people who are close to them. So say there is a person walking his dog on the street, and the first thing people do is they don't say hi to the person. They say, "Hi, doggy, how are you doing? What's going on?" They give their paws, let the dog sniff, and then immediately, naturally, a conversation starts to flow. How are you? How are you, doggy? And then immediately, what's your name? How long have you had this dog? What does it eat? Just naturally, a conversation starts to flow because the dog is close to the person. And in order to get to a person's heart, we go to the people who are loved by them. Little materialistic trick, not just a spiritual trick. If you want to get close to someone, we get close to the people that they are close to. And even in for example, parents, for example, like devotee parents, if we say, "Oh, Prabhuji, you gave such a wonderful class yesterday," it doesn't really have much effort. But if we say, "Oh, Prabhuji, your daughter, she sang so beautifully the other day. She danced so nicely on the stage," immediately the parent feels so proud and he thinks, "Oh, this person loves the person I love the most, my daughter, my son, so they're automatically close to me." So that is something that's very similar that's happening in Krishna consciousness, is that Lord Krishna, his devotees are incredibly close to his heart. And so when we please the devotees, when we glorify the devotees, when we serve the devotees, then automatically Krishna says, "Oh, this person, he loves my devotee," and automatically I will love him, because the devotees are so close to Krishna's heart, so close to Krishna's heart. So in that way, as Srila Prabhupada used to say, you can hold on to my dhoti and I'll take you to Vaikuntha. So as it said in the verse, Vaikuntha Varsmashu, these devotees are strictly on their way back to Godhead. And so we can't get to Krishna directly, but we can get to Krishna through his devotees, by holding on to their devotees, by holding on to the incredible piety of their devotees. There are so many wonderful songs. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Doyara Sagara, edasi karuna kori. Sodohe amaya Krishna dite para amara shakati nahi. I think I'm changing the lyrics, but the main purport of that first stanza of Ohe Vaishnava Thakura is Krishna is yours, oh Vaishnava Thakura, oh, oh, incredibly pure devotee. Krishna is yours. I have no pious credits, but looking at you, um, looking at all of the incredible Vaishnavas that I am surrounded by, please, Krishna, just look at them and automatically let me be put in their camp, and hopefully I can pass by into devotional service. So, in that mood, our acharyas are saying pure devotees are the true way back to Krishna, or the true way back to Vaikuntha. So holding on to them, we can go back. One other thing I was thinking of when I was reading this verse is, who exactly is a Vaishnava? So we are told to engage in the service of the Vaishnavas, of the pure devotees. But what does that really mean? Who are these Vaishnavas that we should be constantly glorifying, constantly serving? Who are they? And so Vaishnavas are those who are also, it's said that pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord. So that's quite a tall order for what a pure devotee should be. They engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord. But I'd also like to talk a little bit about something I heard Sankarshan Prabhu speak about in New Vrindavan. And he was telling a small pastime of what Srila Prabhupada said when it came to this topic of pure devotees. This newcomer, he was just parking outside what had been Bahulavan, I believe. And as he was parking, and he was getting out of his car, a new devotee came up to him and asked him, "So Srila Prabhupada, how many pure devotees are there? How many pure devotees are there?" And Srila Prabhupada, he looked around and he ignored the question. He went inside, did the program, came back. Again, this newcomer asked, "Srila Prabhupada, how many pure devotees are there really in this world?" And Srila Prabhupada, he took a pause and he looked around and he took his stick and he went, "All are pure devotees. All are pure devotees." And he made a grand gesture with his stick. And so it can be understood that Srila Prabhupada was saying, everyone is a pure devotee. Everyone has the potential to be a pure devotee, not just the wonderful Maharajas we see now, not just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, not just the incredible acharyas we read about, Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, not just them, all have the potential to be pure devotees. And so this is something that I also feel like I can apply to my life, is that I don't usually think of everyone as a pure devotee. I see some people at temple, I see some people, I see Guru Maharaj, I see so many wonderful sadhus who give lectures, and I think, oh, this is a pure devotee. I don't ever think, oh, my mom is a pure devotee, my dad is a pure devotee. The people who are close to me, they also are pure devotees. But as we are hearing, and this is also something that I've heard from Devkina Prabhuji, is we shouldn't consider only those people in temple to be great Vaishnavas, but also the people who are close to us, the people who we may not necessarily think, oh, this is a Vaishnava. No, everyone is a Vaishnava, and they deserve the respect to be said so. I think that's something I'm trying to take from this verse, is that I need to respect and serve all Vaishnavas regardless of what I think, if I think that they are Vaishnavas or not, if my mind gets in the way of thinking, oh, this is a Vaishnava, this is not a Vaishnava, that is only in my mind, but it's not true. It's not the true reflection of what is going on. So the last thing I'd like to touch on is the association of these Vaishnavas and what it can do for us. And so we have so many incredible examples in Shastra of how small association of a sadhu can totally change the way of a person's life. Narada Muni was a fallen Gandharva, and in his life in the human form, he got the body of a maidservant, got the body of a maidservant's son, and there it would have been very difficult for him to get some association of sadhus, but due to the blessings of the person, the demigods who had cursed him, he had the opportunity to meet with incredible sadhus and serve them in their own home. These wandering sages came out of mystic power to the home of Narada Muni and his mom, and in there the sadhus, they took rest, they ate, and Narada Muni, he took care of them incredibly with incredible care. But he massaged their hands, their tired legs, gave them food, ate their remnants, and in this way he was fully immersed in serving the pure devotees of the Lord. And this automatically transformed Narada Muni's life forever. After his mother passed away, he moved on to become an incredible monk who traveled all over the world, spreading the glories of Lord Krishna. And so this transformation was all because of the association of the sadhus. And so we're always asking, I'm always asking, the youth is always asking, how can I keep my experience in Krishna consciousness going? How can I keep this experience in Krishna consciousness sustainable? And the answer is association of devotees, of pure devotees. And so so in my search to find this answer, how do I keep my spiritual practice sustainable? I was watching this class by Buddha Bhavana Prabhu called Ignite the Flame, and he was talking about how can we take our resolution to Krishna consciousness to true heights and to make it truly sustainable, true heights and true widths. How can we make it truly sustainable? And he was mentioning how when we are at home, he was giving this example, when we're at home and we're tired and there's no devotees in our midst, and no one is waking up at 5 o'clock, it becomes very difficult to wake up early and chant our rounds and be in front of the deities, take a shower. It becomes very difficult. But when we are living, say, in an ashram or in such a place, it becomes quite easy because we see all around us, there are these people, these like-minded devotees who are trying to make that sacrifice, who are trying to go ahead and to truly be their best selves. So in this example, we can see that the only thing that we really need to switch in our spiritual lives is to have the association of devotees. And to some incredible extent, due to Zoom and the incredible temple devotees, we're getting that Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday, every day. Satyabhama Mataji was so nicely chanting today at 6 o'clock sharp in the morning, all the way to 6:30 for so long. And we are here to be in her association. We are here to be in all of the incredible devotees associations, such as all of you who are giving their time to listen to Krishna conscious topics, who are giving their time to chant Lord Krishna's holy name. And because of that, automatically, my desire to sing Krishna's glories, my desire to go deeper in my spiritual practice, it increases like anything. So just like Narada Muni and his incredible association with those incredible devotees, similarly, we are getting a similar effect. Our consciousness is automatically switched to a higher vibration simply by the people we surround ourselves with. And Narad Muni, he goes even a little bit further. Once he becomes a pure devotee, he does not just stay a pure devotee. He goes everywhere to spread the glories of the Lord. And we see the effects of his incredible teachings in so many incredible souls, such as Prahlad and Dhruva. After meeting him, they became such incredible devotees themselves. So we can understand that becoming a devotee isn't just a one round thing. Our devotional service, and this is something I've heard from Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, our devotional service is contingent. It relies upon our relationships with other people, with other devotees. So if we do not treat other people well, then Lord Krishna, he does not feel pleased by that. So by paying it forward, by taking whatever we've heard from the great souls and paying it forward, we can make great strides in our Krishna consciousness ourselves and also for others. That's all that I've prepared for today's class. If there are any mistakes, which I've made some, I've already noticed, if there's any mistakes or any reflections anyone has on this incredibly perfect verse, I would love to hear. Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji has actually claimed this to be a nectar verse in his YouTube series. So I can imagine this is an incredibly important verse. So I'm excited to hear if anyone has any extra realization. So we have 3 minutes if anyone would like to share.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam everyone. So my one question is that how to rectify the Vaishnava aparat? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yes. So I heard the question. How to rectify Vaishnava aparad? So there are examples in the Shastra of Vaishnava aparad, and it's such a great question because Vaishnava aparad is also considered to be the mad elephant offense. When we offend Vaishnavas, then automatically we deny ourselves Krishna's love because Krishna loves his devotees so much. But also there's one really wonderful part of Vaishnavas is that they're incredibly forgiving. So there's the story of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni, he commits a Vaishnava aparat at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj. But he is chased around the entire universe by the Sudarshan Chakra because of it. Because it is a mad elephant offense. But because Ambarish Maharaj is so forgiving, he forgives Durvasa Muni immediately for his for what he has done. Immediately, the offense is alleviated because Vaishnavas are so forgiving. So that is what my thoughts are on that. Of course, it can't really be rectified, but it can be forgiven because devotees are so incredible. But I guess I will say there is also some steps to apologizing. There are some steps to asking for forgiveness, which there have been some work done on that. So that's what I'm thinking. If anyone else has anything to comment, I see a mic.
Hare Krishna. So Vaishnava, it's already 7, so we can stop it.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Vaishnava aparad, sometimes we cannot directly approach the devotee because of our conditioning or because of our relationship with the devotee may not be that great. So we can approach that Vaishnava for forgiveness through some other senior devotees or some other, like, if you really feel that we have made that offense, we can go through, like we can take the help of senior devotees or devotees who are close to the devotee whom we have offended, and that can make the things easier. Just to add that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. What will be the approach actually? Prabhu, I know that we ask for forgiveness. Any other things we need to do?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. It was directed to you.
Yes, Prabhuji. So basically, approach depends upon the situation, depends upon the offense we have made. In reality, Vaishnavas, when we feel that guilt, or when we approve, or when we have that when we accept that we have made a mistake, anything we can do to satisfy that, or anything we can do to the devotee to make him forgive our offense, is like whatever is in our condition. Like, we can, if the devotee is doing something, helping him out, or like, let's say he is doing service of cooking, just go talk to him, try to help him in the cooking, or if he's doing some seva, just anything that can make, because you are accepting that you made a mistake. If you have made a mistake, or if you have offended someone, that offense should be taken out in any way possible. It all depends upon the situations and the conditions and the circumstances. So then it comes to the detail of, like, you can approach someone else to talk to him directly and find out what can be done. But at the end of the day, devotees are merciful, and they can forgive us. So we just have to approach them. Accepting is the first thing. If that first step is, if you purely or wholeheartedly accept that you have made an offense, that is the really first step, and then everything will manifest automatically. Like, when we accept it, we know the ways to approach them, and we know the ways to clear that.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. But I have other questions, but it is over to 7:03. So later we'll discuss personally, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Surabhi, Sundarachal Mataji, for this wonderful, enlightening class and the discussion after. So we'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting 3 times. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Nrsimha,
Jai Narsingham, Shri Narsingham, Jai Jai Narsingham Deva, Praladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa, Udram Veeram Mahavishram,
Jwalantam
Sarvatomukham,
Bhishanam
Deva Bhishanam, Mrityum Mrityum Namamyam.
Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki
Ki
jai.
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
let us offer our humble obeisances at lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Pancha
Vanchakalpa
Kalpa
Sarvasya
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ki Jai.
Vrinda ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Ramanand Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you so much.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Surabhi.
Thank you, Surabhi.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.